yarns from the heart of the Ozarks. Hello, and welcome to episode 10 of Knitworthy Podcast. Yay! Today is Thursday, July 31st, 2014, and I'm Brianne, also known as Being Brianne, and this is my gorgeous mother.
Hi, my name is Linda, and I go by Stony Brook in social media.
Yes, you can find us by those names on Ravelry and Instagram. How are you? It's been 2 weeks since we've podcasted. How are you doing?
No, that's not true.
Oh, that's
We
not.
had a fabulous podcast last week.
We really did.
We had it twice even.
2 times, and it was, you know what? It was like just getting better. The second time was
so good.
even better than the first.
Yeah, we had Heather.
Even better than the first.
Yeah, we had Heather here because she was here vacationing.
Heather is the sister, my younger sister.
From Virginia, and she's the one that has little Bennett, and you've seen pictures of him at the end if you
Yes.
stayed with us that long. And we had a surprise birthday party for her. We threw confetti all over the place and cleaned it up.
On the podcast.
Yeah, on
like
the
not
podcast
just like
here.
with family.
With
but
you.
Like, yeah, you were a part of it.
Yeah, we had food for her, and we had presents, and 2 times, 3 times we cleaned up confetti, and 2 times there's proof. Yes.
It's right here. It's still in my podcasting bag.
Let's throw it anyway.
Okay.
What should we celebrate today?
We're going to celebrate Heather again.
Let's celebrate Heather.
Heather! Happy 30th birthday! There we go.
It's probably not a surprise anymore.
No, she knows she turned 30.
Sorry. But we wanted you to enjoy the...
We did.
Why not? We didn't really talk about doing this, but let's do it.
You know what? Yes. Heather is someone worthy of being celebrated.
I was trying to do one of those long hair moments where you flick it.
Yeah, like
It doesn't quite work when you're
no.
almost 100 years old or something.
You are not almost 100. Hardly.
Yeah, so it was really a fabulous podcast, and we got like within 2 minutes of saying goodbye, and it was going to be a short episode. What?
It was going to be like 45 minutes.
Yes,
people.
45 minutes of fabulous fun, and the computer turned off, and it was done, and nothing was saved, and so, I guess that's not their problem, is it?
It's not, but we really were going to podcast.
Yeah.
We had such good intentions because Heather is so much fun.
She is.
And she does a lot of really cool stuff.
Yeah.
Like, for example, she's a runner.
She is.
I don't know if you can tell, we don't run.
Well, to the ice cream freezer.
Right.
But that's about it.
I run to the cupcake store on occasion. I don't think that counts, though. But really, I think more I just drive to the cupcake store and then I run inside.
Right.
Yeah.
And we wanted her to tell you about,
Girls on the Run.
Girls on the Run, which is a program that she's involved in, which is so exciting. And I wonder, had I been encouraged to do athletic things when I was younger, would I be a runner? Would I be like super skinny and buff right now?
I'm sure you would be.
I would totally be.
Yeah.
I'm going to blame it on somebody else. It's not the fact that I stuff a cupcake in my face.
No.
Anyways, yeah, it's a really great supportive group that encourages girls to run and do physical activity. They run alongside them. It's not like they just force them to do laps.
No.
And they really just help to build their self-esteem and encourage them. And how wonderful is it as young women to get encouragement to just try things and be brave, and you're wonderful, and don't take on all the garbage that society sometimes tries to load on us, and sometimes we do it ourselves.
Totally. Well, and each, all of the women who volunteer are mentors to these girls.
Yeah.
And they're helping, not only do they teach them about self-esteem, but they also teach them conflict management and mediation and things like that. That way, we don't always have to get into these really awful fights about things. Like, you can talk through your stuff.
What?
Yeah.
How about if I stomp off and slam doors? Is that okay?
No.
It's not. I mean, it works, but it's not very effective.
It really isn't
managing any conflict. So, she had all sorts of fun things that she was going to share with you, and she's a super crafty person. She's not a knitter, but boy, She bakes and cooks, and she had planned a wonderful birthday party for Bennett we were going to share with you. So, you know, it's really mean to tell people, again, things that they're not going to see. But we tried to do it for you twice.
It's true.
And after the last time, and she was almost ready to leave, and I'm like, I don't want to spend the last few minutes with her trying to podcast. I wanted just to enjoy being with her.
Well, we think we have the issue resolved as far as the computer goes. We were only
just wishing we don't have another meltdown on the computer.
I know. What we think the problem was a storage issue on my computer, on my laptop. And so we went through, and it was like gut-wrenching. I took an external hard drive, and I took all of our podcasts, the original files and the encoded files that are smaller that I use to upload to Podcast Garden and to YouTube, and I put them on the external hard drive, and then I erased them from our hard drive.
Yeah. But you know, we're big, we're brave, we can do this.
We are.
Yeah.
We are.
So we're hoping this week will be just flawless. Well, we haven't achieved flawless yet. But.
No. But you know what? You don't love us because we're flawless.
Don't we love that?
Thank you for that. Thank you for not expecting flawless.
Standing ovation for them.
Good job, people.
And I think if you go for not flawless, we are never going to disappoint you.
That's true.
Hey, Bree, are you wearing anything?
I'm not.
Knitted? Well, I mean, I know.
I'm wearing clothes. Although, look at this. I'm showing some arm. Woo-hoo. It's scandalous.
Yeah. It's too much for me.
I know. Sometimes I wear this shirt to church.
Come on. People see your arms.
People see my arms on occasion. I know. It's what I do. I am not wearing anything knitted, but I see that you are.
I am, and I'm telling you, I've already worn this a number of times, and while Heather was here, Brianne was so sweet. She went to her. She's actually a person who knits for her gift box, so that she has things to give people, and I think it was during the podcast or something, we were talking about it, and Heather and I guilted her into letting us look through it. Wish you were there.
Sorry.
But I love this. She made one for Heather originally, and I didn't realize she had made a couple for the gift box.
I did. I had made a total of 3.
And Heather was wearing hers.
Yes.
And so I'm wearing it today exactly like Heather did.
Because I had made others.
Heather was wearing hers. Yeah. And I'm like, I want that. And so this one is, do you remember what yarn this is done in?
That's done in Happy Feet. I don't know. I know it's Happy Feet. I don't know which yarn company makes Happy Feet, but I will link to it in the show notes.
And it's a continuous loop that is looped around twice.
Yes.
And what is so fabulous is it is obviously very breathable because you have all of these drop stitches. And can you believe this person knitted this whole ginormous scarf and then dropped all the stitches? I mean, that almost makes me go.
I did that 3 times because I've knitted 3 of those.
But you know, what happens is when you get that, it obviously holds together very well because you've got the stockinette sections that hold it all together. But it's kind of like, you know, I don't know if you've heard of, I hadn't heard about it till Peggy from the 100th Sheep told me, but she says people wear yarn around their neck like a scarf.
Sure. Yeah.
And I hadn't seen that before. And so this is kind of like the concept of wearing a favorite yarn around your neck, but it actually stays together.
Yeah.
And super lightweight.
Yes.
And very kind of slinky, and I felt so sexy.
Oh my gosh.
I know.
Mom.
Date time.
Woo! And now tell us about your beautiful flower here.
Well, she also had a beautiful flower. And I'm thinking I want to make some more again because when she had hers on, hers was actually a better fit color-wise. I just grabbed this one because it was one I had. But I used to do a little vendor's market with my sister-in-law, Ruth Ann from Sugar Pie Farmhouse. Say that 3 times fast.
Sugar Pie Farmhouse.
And what I had was, you know, it was like I did more accessories and things. She did beautiful home decorations. And this is a silk. It's actually silk from India. It has a beautiful... It's beautiful confetti hanging from it.
We're celebrating.
All right. I don't know if you can see the iridescence in this.
It's so gorgeous.
The warp and weft are done completely different. And so you've got the beautiful blue, and then you've got this kind of golden champagne color. I loved using, it's tarn strips that are created into these little shabby flowers. Sometimes I would glue a piece of vintage jewelry in the middle. And there's bits of sari silk, a little loops that are hanging here, and I love just using the torn strips and letting these fly and be real shabby and
fun.
And the thing I love about it, and this is not something I invented, but you know, sometimes you see people love to wear, well, people like me love to wear pins sometimes, but we don't love stabbing our clothes. And you know, if you have a knitted piece, we use sometimes we use the sticks and things to go through
like
them.
Shawl pins and things.
Right, and those are fun, but I thought it'd be great to not put more holes in what I'm wearing, and so I used this magnetic backing that I found, and it has a bar that goes with it, and it's those what are they called, neodymium? There's a name for them, a special super, I mean, I want you to try and get this magnet off.
I'm sorry, but did you also make the backing of it cute?
Yeah, I did. I glued pretty paper back there, so it'd be beautiful back.
Did you get to see that? Look at, she even made it cute on the back. On the back! This is not going to just fall off.
No, with double magnets, it's really strong, and I thought it'd be fun to put on a project bag or a purse or a scarf. I also have one tucked into the band of a hat that I have on a mannequin. I should have a store for all the equipment I have in my house, but I love like vintage mannequin pieces and stuff, so I have like a little bust that wears a scarf, and it's a decoration. And my son goes through and goes, "Why do we have all this stuff?"
Yeah.
And I go, "Because I like it."
Speaking of stores, you know, that would be something perfect to go into a Etsy store.
Wouldn't that
like
be fun?
Yours.
Oh, my imaginary Etsy store. That's supposed to be a real one.
That's supposed to be a real one, and that people are going to be supportive of and tell you how cute your things are.
Well, we will work on getting some of these in there.
Accountability. If she's going to make me do prizes on air, I'm going to hold her accountable to her Etsy store on air.
Well, it could be that I'm the only one that enjoys these, but I really do think it's fun, especially more so in the, I love them in the fall, and I'll put a little sweater or a jacket on, and I'll put one on to just kind of accent a color or whatever.
So cute.
Very fun.
Cute, cute, cute.
So that's what I'm wearing, and I'm loving it.
Gooseberries. What do gooseberries? Do you have a gooseberry for this week?
You know, I really do, and I'm going to be putting all of my gooseberries at the end.
Okay.
Because what I had wanted to do was I wanted to talk about when we had family visiting and the kinds of things that we did together. They actually, I didn't get to enjoy all the things.
No.
And I wanted to say that for there's probably others of you out there that maybe cannot afford to go out and do fun things, or maybe you find fun things, but they're not like big things. So I just want you to know that not everybody. There's a lot of people that don't get to do a big fancy vacation, and that's okay. I get migraines, and so a lot of this last trip when family was here, I was okay the first bit, but the second bit I spent a lot of time having headaches. And so I didn't get to enjoy it as much, but I loved every day. They created a shared photo album using the cloud.
Right.
And do you have to have an iDevice to do that? Do you know?
I have no clue.
Well,
I'd like to answer, but I don't know.
Well, what happened is a lot of us all have an iPhone, and so we have like a group conversation that we used for vacation planning when everybody was coming, and we have a thread where we talk about what's going on with mom and making sure everybody's on the same page. But we also started a group, a family photo album, and so anybody who dragged their pictures into that album, it was shared with everyone.
It was.
And so even on days when I couldn't go, so maybe you've got family that's far away from you and you're not able to be there with them, what a fun thing to be able to participate in their life. And so I didn't get to go to they rented a pontoon, went out on the lake, had great fun there, and did a lot of other fun things. And so I'm going to post some pictures because I thought, what a fun thing to do. It's like a typical summer thing, isn't it? If you live near water, to be able to be out on the water.
For sure. Yeah.
Yeah. And then one other thing that I actually did get to do. Okay, so fun. This week I went with my son Jared and Danielle. They went, and he was going to check out Evangel College, which is in Springfield. Actually, it's called University now. And because he's planning ahead for not this school year, but for the next school year. And so we did that, and it was a warm day. I mean, I was totally hot flashing. I was rocking my scarf.
Yeah.
And about gave myself heat stroke over it, but I looked fabulous.
Fabulous people.
All the way to the hospital, I looked wonderful. But while we were down in Springfield, and I've heard about this but never done it, and we've been here, like 8 or 9 years?
Yeah.
Okay, it's the pineapple whip.
Yeah.
Have you done it?
I have not.
Oh my goodness. Okay. Well, I tried to look up where it came from because I knew there was like certain parking lots where these cute little vendor trailers park, and there's like a little hula dancer on the top.
Yeah, I've seen it.
And it says pineapple whip, which, I mean, pineapple and anything whipped. I'm just saying. How can it be bad? So we stopped, and I took a little video of me and John having our very first bite of pineapple whip.
And?
Oh my goodness.
Yeah.
Super refreshing. And I am going to post at the end. I'm always trying to lure them into our gooseberries at the end. But I'm going to post the video of us having our first bite of pineapple whip. But I found a recipe.
Oh, did you?
Only 2 ingredients.
What?
Okay, now, and what the closest I can come, there's something called Dole pineapple whip.
Okay.
Okay, and so I'm wondering if it may be at some theme parks, but I remember as a young kid going to Disneyland, and the tiki room always had a long line.
Yeah.
Did you notice that?
Yeah, of
I mean, it was like an hour and a half to get in the tiki room, and there were just some little animated parrots in there, and so I never could understand.
Tiki room.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And so I know I was singing that in my head all morning, thinking about this. But so what the 2 ingredients? I think what's happened is someone took that idea of the pineapple whip that's served at the tiki room at Disneyland. I'm sure probably Disney World too. You Disney World people, let me know. 2 ingredients for this recipe, and I don't know if it's the same thing, but it's coconut milk and frozen pineapples.
Easy.
What?
We're gonna try that.
That's what I said. So what you need is just a really strong blender.
We have that.
And it says you cut up the pineapple, freeze it in cubes.
Yeah.
And then you just pour the coconut milk in and you blend it until it's like ice cream consistency. It's super smooth. Ooh. It's got to be better for you than frozen custard, which is the other big thing here. Some other time we'll take you and we will purchase. We should do this. We'll purchase our favorite Andy's frozen custard dessert.
Yes.
What is yours? The jackhammer?
Oh yeah, I love.
She's the jackhammer girl. Custard filled with deliciousness.
Yes.
And I love Snow Monster, which is a chocolate chip custard with. Is it raspberry in it, I think, or is it strawberry?
I think so. I think it's.
But it's delicious. Well, that's another time. But these are all things that are regional. They're not things I remember from living in California. So pineapple whip,
Hello.
what? It's a good thing.
It is a good thing.
What's your good thing?
My gooseberry is also from when Heather was in town. Well, the family. So there were like 27 of us that were all together. And Heather and I like to have sister dates when we're together. And so our favorite place to do sister dates is at Ulta, and Ulta is a makeup store.
She's surprising me with this. This is why I'm so excited. I'm like, oh, I can't wait for her to tell you. So fun.
I know.
We'll put pictures of this at the end too.
Yes, please. Please do. We must. So we like to go to Ulta, which is a makeup store, and they have everything from like CoverGirl to Urban Decay and Benefit, and I mean all these really high, really very fine makeup. And so we like to go and walk around and try on samples, and our hands are like 70 different colors by the end because we've tried on everything.
Do you read because you tried on every perfume?
No. They have those little paper things, but we go, no, and we like, oh yeah, like that. And when it's fun. We were like one of the only 2 people in the stores, I think. So we could do whatever we wanted for the most part. And they check up on us every once in a while. Are you guys still doing okay? Yeah, great. So anyways, our favorite place is the clearance aisle because we like to play the game, why is this on clearance? And
was it obvious what was on clearance?
Pretty much. Okay. A lot of times it was really pretty obvious why this was on clearance. Because, But anyways, we found on clearance, false eyelashes. And not just any false eyelashes. These did not look like normal, like, you know, maybe you're just going to a you know, glamorous event kind of eyelashes. These are like, I'm going to a rave eyelashes. Yeah, totally look like that.
I wasn't supposed to do that anymore, was I?
No,
Sorry.
you're just not supposed to flash gang signs.
Oh, okay.
Yeah.
Got it.
Yeah. So anyways, it was so fun. And we had a blast looking through all these fake eyelashes, and a lot of them were Katy Perry eyelashes. Yeah. They'd have like glitter as eyeliner, and they're like ridiculously long.
Yeah, spikes, and I mean, it was just like every pair was a wonder on its own.
Yeah, all different colors, and it was so much fun. And they were like $12, marked down to like between 9 and 3, or 99 cents and $3.
I was gonna say, we paid $9.
No, we did not.
I didn't pay anything for them.
No, Heather did. And we had this glorious idea because we were going to be hosting dinner at our house that night, that we needed to get enough for all of the women to be able to put on false eyelashes. And we were going to have a glamour night.
Okay, and can I add at this point?
Yes.
No one in the group had ever worn false eyelashes.
The only person who had ever worn false eyelashes was Peepa.
My mom.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And I cannot remember a day growing up where I saw her where she wasn't wearing her false eyelashes. Yeah. And we would spend the night at her house sometimes, and that would be a part of her ritual, was, you know, removing the eyelashes, which was a little freaky, I'm not gonna lie. But anyways, we had such a good time doing this, and everyone was up for it. There was not a woman that said, I don't want to do that. Like, everybody was up to it.
It was great, and even Ailish got on it.
Oh yeah, we made sure we had enough for Ailish and everybody. We had a couple extra sets just in case, you know. But it was,
and no one took it seriously. No, because it was so over the top, and so everybody did big hair, you know, on the fly.
Lots of this,
whatever they could find in my closet. That was all amazing.
Oh yeah,
I have so much of it. But
I know you do.
Anyway,
wow.
Yeah, and it was like, then we all paraded out for the husbands. Yeah. Yeah. So, you know, John looked at me kind of like, "What's your problem?" Because I had decided that I was going to put my hair like way up here, and then I accented my cheek right here with my smile, and then I decided I need also to accent my eyes, because 2 beauty spots is better.
You should
better than 1.
Look at my lips and my eyes.
Yeah. And so he's looking at me like, you're not going to really go out like this or anything. But we went outside and we did photo shoot. We'll share that at the end.
Yes.
And everybody just, you know, pretended that they were a total beauty school success story or disaster. I'm not sure which. I have no idea
which one that might be, but we were one of them.
Fun, wasn't it?
It was great.
Oh.
And so, you know, it's those kinds of things that, you know, memories are built on. You know, your memories are built on just doing crazy antics like that. So,
and this year was the year we decided to implement having a schedule for where to have dinner, because with that many people, we all wanted to be together, but it's really hard to get into a restaurant for 20-some people and be able to hear each other and talk and
not spend $1 jillion.
I mean, it's expensive to go out to eat.
Right.
So it was fun, and we thought next year we'll add we go to each other's houses for dinner, and that person does a fun activity. So next year, I'm telling you, I don't know what we're gonna do, but how do you top eyelashes?
Hello.
Yeah.
Wigs.
If you can find a wig for 99 cents, I'm all over it.
Challenge accepted. All right. Well, my iPad just died, so I'm going to get our show notes up on here.
All right.
Oh, okay. Well, let's see if I can get... do you have...
Yes.
Do you have any finished objects?
I do have finished objects.
Okay, while I'm doing this, I want you to show your finished objects.
Okay, let me knock this out so I don't ruin anything. We'll drink this big time. Okay.
Yes.
So, I have first, Passeggiata is finished. I worked for the show you missed.
She looks great in it, too.
It's really hot. It is, you know, because it is just, it's got silk in it, but it's a woolly wonder. I love it, and I don't know, did we decide? It's definitely taller than I am.
I mean, Heather and I were sitting next to each other, and we stretched it out as far as we could. You can't see my arm over here. It's really stretched far. Do you see? Look at
Yes.
this.
Imagine how far she could stretch her arm.
It's really far.
Yeah.
So we think it's probably about 6 feet across the top.
Yes, and it's definitely big enough that I could wear it as a regular wrap and tie it in the front, or I can wear it backwards with it. Because it is so drapey, you know, it totally becomes scarf-like if you want it to. I'm telling you, I think this would be great for a traveling scarf because it would keep a lap warm if you needed it to, and it folds up fairly small. I'm folding it up like you knew what I was doing over there.
Yeah.
Imagine what this hand's doing now. What's that? Everything's off screen today.
I'm holding up a number between 1 and 5. What number is it? No, I'm just kidding. Did you guess?
So, Passeggiata, love. That was my
Yay.
hand spun too from Wool Sunday. Just in case you forgot, because I'm sure my life is not all you think about all week. And this is going way back to Tunisian crochet.
Yes.
Or crochet. Okay, and remember how I loved this lady's name? She's from is she Ireland or Irish? Where is she from? I think it is. And
Ireland.
It's Avony.
Uh-huh.
And she has a way of doing Tunisian crochet, because I'm not going to make you all go back and hear the introduction to this, but what she does is, Tunisian crochet normally is done on these long needles because it is unlike crochet where you're handling one stitch at a time and then you drop it and move on. With Tunisian crochet, the stitches are like knitting where you leave them on the hook and you do a forward pass and a reverse pass to work them off. So you have to have a long enough needle to handle the length of a row.
Right.
Now you can imagine with a shawl like this, that would be quite an undertaking.
And that's big.
It is big.
Yeah.
Now I wanted to show you at the bottom. Are they able to see? Can you tell? Are they able to see? There's a pattern on the final green row. It's very subtle. Maybe we'll show in the pictures better.
I can see it.
Okay.
Yes.
So it's a series of holes that are kind of like arrow shaped, and so it's big. It's very, very heavy.
Well, how many skeins of yarn is it?
Well, it's almost 3 skeins of fingering.
Well, that would be why.
Yes.
Yes.
And so this is definitely one that, I mean, I wouldn't put this in front because that would look ridiculous. This is definitely
I mean, that'd
one.
be like a full-size apron.
Yeah. So this is definitely an around the shoulders, and I'm telling you, it feels fabulous. This is all Julie Spins yarn. And I could stand up for a minute so you could see the length is going all the way down to here, which I love, and I'm really glad that I cut it off sooner. I mean, it really was supposed to have one more row of purple.
I don't know how you could have made it any bigger than it is.
I mean, it would have been probably another 6 inches.
It would have been really huge.
That's not how Avony wrote the pattern, because she wrote it for lace weight.
Okay, well that makes a big difference.
So yeah, making it in fingering, obviously adjust all the dimensions, but I love it.
Yeah.
And so these were colors I had safeguarded for such a long time, and I was waiting for just the right project.
Yes.
And I love it. And what I didn't finish telling you is what makes Avony's concept of Tunisian crochet different is instead of doing all of your stitches this way and having to keep a big long needle full, it's short rows. So you're just doing the back and forth rows like this and working your way down and attaching as you go.
That's such a smart way of doing it.
You can use a regular crochet hook.
Brilliant.
So very fun. I love it. I actually have another one of her patterns earmarked in actually on my iPad ready to go. It's PAX and
PAX?
PAX,
That's
I
the name
think.
of it?
That's the name of it.
Okay.
And I'm waiting for Peggy to have a moment free to dye some yarn for me for that.
Yeah.
Because I thought it'd be really fun to do it in a certain color, which I will tell you about later.
All right.
So I love it. I'm really not needing the extra warmth though.
Are you sure? Because you have a scarf and you have a shawl. Is there anything else that you would like to layer on top of that? No?
Thanks.
Okay. All right. Well, I wanted to be sure.
Last finished thing.
Yes.
Moving along.
Yay!
Another one of the
Gnomes?
Yes. I forgot her name. We'll link to it. And this is the same gnome that I did before.
Susan Claudino.
Yes, Susan Claudino. I'm going to flip off the light though because I want you to catch.
She's turning off the light.
Okay, so this is some leftover hand spun, the little bit on his hat.
Cute.
This is some curly mohair locks that I spun. into a yarn, was trying to decide what to do, and so I have enough to do a few of these little guys with hair. Isn't that cute?
I love it.
And I can't find the other one that I had brought up. I might find it in the bottom of the bag when I finish going through all these things, and I'll bring it out again because I have another little guy like this that I made. This time, when I got to the top, I did equivalent to an I-cord top, and I buttoned it. So I guess technically you could attach it to something if you wanted to, but I just did it because it was fun, and that's a vintage plastic button actually. So however vintage plastic could be.
And safety eyes.
And safety eyes this time. So I'm loving it, and what a great use for little leftover bits of hand spun.
Very cute.
Yeah, and so the pattern doesn't call for the hair, but I thought it'd be a fun little addition.
Absolutely.
So I love it. It's done.
Is that all you have that came off your needles this week?
That's all that came off my needles.
I have one thing that came off my needles.
May I see?
Yes, you may. It is so perfect that you are holding that up right now because look at what I made for you.
What? Oh, are you kidding?
It's not a wrist warmer, people, although it could be.
You would rock that.
I would. But
that is the hand spun? Is it left over from, what was the scarf you made?
I can't remember.
This one is the way it wants
probably,
to go on.
Here, why don't I hold up here?
So
I had some leftover hand spun, and Mom had been talking about how she wanted to get a little cover cozy thing for her mason jar drink.
Yeah,
thing.
these get a little bit weepy. The sides do, and so I thought I was going to try and knit one, but no, she did it for me. Oh, I love it.
Yay! Thank you. You're so welcome.
That is wonderful.
That was a super quick project. It's actually a very easy pattern written up by Susan B. Anderson, and I will link to it in the show notes.
What a fun use for hand spun.
I know.
I mean, like some people do spindle spinning where they only do an ounce or two.
Yeah.
And I mean, you could very easily make something that would just bring some. Oh, I'm gonna love this.
Yeah.
What a great idea.
And the nice thing is too is that I wanted to keep the leftover, but I had a ball that was about this size, maybe the size of like a small apple, and I wanted to use it. I didn't want it to just sit around, and it was such a good use for it. And then that way you have some of your hand spun left for you to be able to enjoy too.
What a neat idea. I love it. Thank you.
Yay, you're so welcome.
Oh, sweet.
You're welcome.
I love it.
That is the only thing that I finished in the last 2 weeks.
And this, I have a little addition to this was my birthday present from my sister-in-law, Ruth Ann.
Yeah.
And I added a new, like a sippy cup top. It's called Echo Jars. It's expensive. I'm going to try and see if I can find it cheaper, and a steel straw.
Yeah.
Because I thought, well, if I'm trying to get away from using so much plastic, and then I'm drinking out of a plastic straw, that kind of defeats the purpose. So.
Yeah, it kind of does. That's true.
Fun things.
Fun things.
What's next?
What are we knitting on?
Oh, yeah.
Do you want to
start?
Okay.
I feel like I've been talking too much.
I'm knitting on a few things. This sock that I'm knitting on, I will show you. I started a sock. Oh, thank you very much. I started a sock for when I had family in town because the Lena socks were, they had a pattern on them, and I wanted to be able to knit it and not have to look at it and not have to fuss with a pattern. Yeah. And so this is a yarn that I found on D-Stash on Ravelry last year sometime, and it's from Toil and Trouble.
I haven't even heard of them. Had you heard of them prior?
I had not. But I had seen, I knew specifically what I was looking for, and I had seen someone's project, and so I looked for the yarn, and I found it on Ravelry on D-Stash. Okay. So this is her literary collection. Hello. And it's called Red Sky in the Morning. And you can see it's a 75% superwash merino wool and 25% nylon, 463 yards. And she does have an Etsy store, which is toilandtrouble.etsy.com. She's also on Facebook and Ravelry and Twitter as Toil and Trouble. So I think you should go find it because look at how cute this sock turned out.
Isn't that fun? And I would say, just in case color correction doesn't work well on this, it's aqua and a very washed red.
She calls it like a coral red.
Yeah, I could see coral, but to me, it's just like a vintage looking red. It looks like something that's been around for a long time.
And I wasn't sure how it was going to stripe. I knew it was going to stripe. I didn't know how it was going to stripe. And so my expectation was it would have a few rows of the red, few rows of blue, few rows of red, few rows of blue. And it's turned out more like one row of red, one row of blue. So at first, I'm not gonna lie, I was a tad disappointed. But the more I've knit on it, the more fun these are to me. And I love them so much, and have hardly knit on anything else just because they've been so fun. And it really is like that potato chip knitting where you go, oh, I just want to finish this red. Oh, now it's blue. I love blue. I gotta finish the blue.
It's very similar to the colors of our logo.
Yes, and I love that.
Yeah.
You know, of course, we didn't know we were going to podcast last year. And so, you know, I had no clue, but I love these.
Yeah, they're fun.
So I have started the second sock, which is what I'm knitting on during this podcast. The other thing that I've been working on is the Lena sock. I have finished the first Lena sock, and you can see I put in my waist yarn right here for the afterthought heel, which I guess if you put in waist yarn, it's not like really an afterthought heel, but it's afterthought enough, okay? And so I finished. I didn't make the cuff or the leg as long as I normally do because I'm kind of done with these. Emotionally, I'm very done.
And it just, what is it about it that didn't work for you? I mean, because they're beautiful. They're actually prettier up close, I think, than they're coming across on screen. Because the extra stitches really bring out the color changes in your yarn.
Absolutely. So like, for example, I think that this right here is pretty. This right here, where you get the elongated stitches, looks very beautiful. And it really brings out the colors of the yarn a lot better than the plain stockinette stitch.
Yes, it does.
That has, so I don't know. This is the Wool Sunday yarn. Wool Sunday Yarn Parlor, and this is her Sunday sock. And it is Dark Side of the Rainbow, and I cannot tell you how much I love this yarn. Here's the reason why. This yarn, or this sock, has been probably reknit like 6 times, especially in the area on top, or like from here down, has been reknit like 6 times. And this yarn is holding up so well.
It is.
I mean, you cannot tell that it has been ripped out and reknit a million times. So I am really thrilled with it, and I definitely would recommend the yarn to other people. And not just because she sent us things to give away, but I'm just really thrilled. So
you want that in a sock, especially because it's going to get a lot of wear.
It is going to get a lot of wear. I'll show you really quick the bags that I have these in. This is my Jessalou bag, or Stitched by Jessalou, and look at the cute little frolicking sheep in my favorite colors of blue and green and white. And then this is my Wool Sunday bag that looks like old travel tickets and things like that, which I think is very fun.
Charming.
I have one more thing that I'm starting on. Is that okay?
Of course.
Okay. And this will go partly into my gilding the lily, because I gilded the lily.
All right.
Yeah. I bought yarn from the Loopy U for Camp Loopy so that I could be a part of project number 3, which is you are using up 800 skeins of yarn. Holy cow, people. In a month. You had better be knitting like at the crack of dawn on August 1st.
With your toes, too.
Or crocheting or weaving all at the same time. I don't know.
Yeah.
But anyways, no, 800 yards of yarn.
Wait a minute. Let's turn the light on. Maybe that'll clear things up.
Would it? Oh, it did. Okay, yeah, you're right. I feel enlightened. 800 yards of yarn, in a favorite color. And so I'm going to be knitting a sweater for Owen, who is my oldest son, and I am very excited about it. So I picked his favorite color, but I had to double check and say, can I use his favorite color? Because his favorite color is green and my favorite color is not. So they said yes, that is perfectly fine. Now Owen, with his chemotherapy, has gained a lot of weight, so I needed a bigger size pattern, and I bought one, but I looked through the instructions and I didn't care for how it was written through.
Well, you told me that you picked another pattern that only a couple people had knitted.
Like one person had knit it.
Yes.
Why do I do this to myself? I'm asking you, can you help me figure this out? Because I, like the Lena socks, like 2 people had knit it, and one of them had frogged it.
You just have to know that if you're going to do that, that you're
Yes.
going to be doing the tech editing yourself.
And I'm totally okay with that. I really am. But I've been doing it a lot lately, and with the fact that I have a sweater that's going to be basically 1,400 yards of yarn that I need to knit in a month, I don't want to have to be tech editing this myself. So I changed my plans, and I'm going with Tin Can Knits in her flax.
You did?
Yes, her flax sweater. And I'm going to show it to you on my phone.
Can't go wrong with Tin Can Knits, can you?
No, you can't. And this goes from an infant size all the way up to, like, you know, big people size. Like, I could knit it for myself. We could have matching sweaters.
That is
How
such a
adorable.
fun thing that she does. I haven't knit any of her things yet, but you know, I think that would be a real plus.
Yeah.
If you're going to be, I'm sorry.
That's okay.
It's time.
So I decided to knit something that a lot of people have knit already because I don't want to have to worry about tech editing. And it has 817 projects, so I'm assuming pretty much all the kinks are worked out by now.
Well, if they all have happy faces, you're okay then.
Yeah, it's true. So this goes from newborn to 4XL, which is like a 0 to 6 month size. I'll do chest measurements, 18 inches to 58 inches. So I'm totally okay on the sizing for him. I'm a little concerned about my yarn choice just because...
Should be brushing my teeth next.
Oh, deodorant, flossing.
Sorry, didn't mean to do my grooming on screen.
That's okay.
I just all of a sudden go, I'm hot.
I'm just a little concerned about my yarn choice because I'm using Cascade 220 Superwash.
It's a little more rustic looking. I'm surprised. What's different about it?
It's just
a superwash.
It's a superwash, probably. Can you see that? There. That's a good color, right there.
Yeah, it's beautiful.
I have used this before and I really like it. The only problem is that flax calls for a worsted weight, and this is like more like a thin worsted weight. So I might have to do a little bit of math because Owen has a 38-inch chest and a 41-inch belly. And so I want to make it big enough that it's going to, you know, fit him for a while, but he's not always going to be on steroids, so he may slim down.
Well,
I don't know, we'll see.
Do they have the measurements? Because that always
They do.
helps if you can knit to the measurement as opposed to like you have to figure all that out.
I don't want to have to rework all the math in the entire world. But I may just have to knit a different size so that it will fit him in the real world.
Okay.
You know what I mean? So anyways, that's what I got. And I'm knitting my gauge swatch right now because I'm allowed to do that before August 1st, which is tomorrow. So I need to see if I can run a load of laundry through Mom and Dad's washer and dryer tonight so that I can get my gauge swatch so I can cast on for tomorrow. So yeah, I'm letting you know about that now.
We always have laundry.
There's always laundry.
Always
in this house.
guaranteed we're going to satisfy with that.
It's true. So anyways, I'm excited about that. And so what are you knitting on?
Well, right now, this is an Instagram enabling.
You found it on Instagram?
The yarn. The Flying Kettle.
Oh, I love her.
And this is called Red Cap, and someone was making socks. Now this one might benefit from having the light off again because the colors are rich but so happy. And what I had seen, I don't know if you can see the little bits of green in there too. Isn't that fun?
That is really fun.
The yellow is probably more golden.
Yes. That is such a fun, vibrant yarn.
And I have not knit in anything. I pick really more subdued things, and I thought, I need some fun accent scarves.
But you know what I love about that? It is vibrant without being eye-searing.
It is.
Like, it's not neon
It's
in
true.
any way.
But you know what? I could see spring and summer definitely getting a lot of use out of this.
Definitely.
Now, I was going to make socks out of it, but there is silk in this baby. What?
You can't put socks with silk on your feet.
Can you just feel this?
Yes, I can. I would be happy. Oh,
Yeah.
yeah.
This is definitely something you want right close to you.
That's beautiful.
And so what I decided to go, Brianne's going to look it up for me because that's a small print down there.
Yeah. Okay.
I am making
Well, okay, here's my problem.
Did I not write it down? Louise something.
Yeah.
And it's the knit night shawl?
Knit night shawl.
Knit night shawl.
It won't refresh for some reason.
Okay, well,
Sorry.
it's a technical issue. Hello.
It's our podcast. Things happen like this. Sorry.
Now, what I was looking for, contrary to Brianne, who likes to troubleshoot all sorts of things, I'm not that kind of a knitter. At the very most, I want one project that's maybe a challenge to me. The rest need to be fun because that's what I'm all about. You notice the little teeth at the bottom, a picot edge is
Very
what they
cute.
have you creating. And I don't want to give it away. It's a paid-for pattern, but this woman gives you like a million variations. Well, not really a million variations of
You
how
heard
you
it
can knit
here
this. Yeah. And I think I could see myself knitting more than one of these.
Well, that's always good when
It
you find a
is.
pattern that's like that. You get your money's worth.
And what I love about it, it's called Knit Night Shawl because it's meant to be knitted when you're talking with people.
Sure.
And basically, there's only one thing to do. And I'm not going to tell you what it is. Somebody's coming.
Hey. Hi. You're supposed to be downstairs. You're all done.
He's all done playing.
That's Evan, and he's all done playing.
Yeah, go tell Poppy you're all done. So that's what's wonderful about this, and I'm not going to tell you what it is because it's a paid-for pattern. But she has you do, it's just at the beginning of each row. He's still talking.
We had a visitor.
We did. Hey, sweetie, go on down, okay? Go tell Poppy.
Poppy's there.
That's what he calls my husband, Poppy.
Yeah.
So just at the beginning of each row, you do something. I'm not going to tell you what it is, and the rest of the time you're just knit, 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 knit. And she has a variation that has a bead at each little tooth. She has a variation that has eyelets, or you can do any combination of those.
So you did the picot edge variation?
I did the picot edge with nothing else because I was really looking for super mindless. I wouldn't have to look at a pattern, nothing. I can pick it up and just start.
Yes.
And I love it. And I didn't really think this happy yarn needed anything else going on.
No, it really, the yarn does have a lot going on in it. And I think if you tried to do something more intricate, like a patterning or lace or cables or anything like that, I think it would just get lost.
Yep. So, it's great for a patterned yarn, but I've also seen finished projects with people who have done it in a solid. It's beautiful.
Oh, yeah.
And it's one of those that you can accommodate for any amount of yarn that you have. And she also gives you suggestions if you want it to be a wider shawl or a longer shawl, how to make those adjustments. So it's a great pattern, and I love it. Yeah. So that's super fun.
What
Happy
else are
with
you knitting
that.
on?
I'm not sure if I showed this. Did I show this?
What is it? Oh, your
This
bag?
beautiful bag. Did I show it already?
I can't remember between last episode and the one
I think
before.
I did. It might have been the one we edited that crashed. Sylvie Share did this beautiful bag, and I fell in love with it. It's the Places of London. And
So
actually,
fun.
I have been so debating getting her other one, and I'm hoping it's not sold. It says London on it.
Oh, really?
But, I'm just a big fan of reds. And look!
Yes,
And
you are.
it's got the great stopper here.
I love that.
And it's a really sturdy cord, but it's soft on the hands. And that's holding my green sock.
Oh, yeah.
And so I got my heel in and got this much done on it. So that's been happy knitting for me.
Hooray.
But I do love this bag. I typically go for a zipper bag, and so I wasn't sure how I'd feel about it, but I'm actually enjoying it for sock knitting.
Yeah.
Yeah, and it's really a great size. So, Sylvie Share, thanks. I love this bag. And she got it to me really quickly. You know, considering it's coming from London, I'm like, what the? Well, I mean, it's not coming from London, it's coming from the UK. But
Right.
do you know, I'm so silly. I have no idea why, like, Great Britain versus the UK versus whatever. I need to learn my geography better, because is the UK the country?
That's the United Kingdom.
Yes. And what does that stand for?
United Kingdom.
Really?
The UK stands for United Kingdom.
Well, I know that, but is that like the equivalent to
like
saying
which,
the U.S.?
Like which countries?
Is it like saying the U.S., or does it include more than just England?
People,
Great Britain?
People in that part of the world, please enlighten us, ignorant Americans.
I mean, honestly, when I was in school, I mean, we just studied American history, but very little about the European continent. Isn't that sad?
Well, I studied, you know, like world history, but I mean, if you want to ask me questions about
like Rome,
yeah, then
Caesar Augustus,
we're
man,
good.
We're right there.
We're good. But like, if you want to know about like current things, I'm not so good. So please tell us, explain to us, because we really want to know. Like,
this is what I spend nights looking up, all these things that come into my mind. Why don't I know the difference between Great Britain and the UK? And is this like the difference between Missouri and the United States?
Yeah.
I don't know.
I came up this morning because I was leaving to go take Pipa to her hair appointment, because, you know, she has to get her hair done every week. And so I asked Dad, I said, is Mom up? And he goes, no, she was up really late last night.
Yeah.
And if you want to know why, it's because she looks up these kinds of things.
Last night, you know what the big thing was?
What?
Coconut oil pulling.
Yes, I have friends that do that.
I tried it last night.
Did you really?
About 2 o'clock in the morning.
Are you kidding me?
Well, I was looking up because Heather came out and she's like getting all into organic things, and I thought, you know, really, with dementia as part of our family history now, for whatever reason it's there, that Mom has it, I really don't want to get it. And I thought, I don't need any more chemicals going into my body as I drink a diet soda. You know, I'm not today. But I thought, you know, I probably need to be more careful about what I'm using. So I want to whiten my teeth because of all the sodas and coffee I drink, which if I stopped drinking those, I wouldn't have that problem. But anyway, coconut pulling.
Yeah.
Look it up with 3 in the morning.
Don't do it at 3 o'clock in the morning. Just do it like maybe at 7 o'clock at night. It's still effective.
Do you know how long you're supposed to swish the coconut oil in your mouth?
10 minutes.
10 minutes is like the
minimum.
The weenie version of it. The really diehards, they're 30 minutes.
Who has time to do that?
Well, you can do it in bed at night at 3 o'clock in the morning. Hello!
Okay, for that correction. Yeah. Okay, it looks like you have other things that you're working on.
I'm going to try and speed up really quickly because we're getting late. Okay. But I'm working on a Tunisian crochet project. I just have this idea. Instead of all of my extra little skeins of yarn that I've gotten from you and that I've saved, instead of all of them going into the beekeeper's quilt, which most of them I am going to funnel that way, but I thought, wouldn't it be fun to design a Tunisian crochet shawl that because Tunisian crochet, because of the 2 passes, the transitions between yarns would be really interesting.
It would.
And so I started working on a little pattern of my own with this blue yarn that Brianne gave me. And I don't know if you can see, this is over here is the Tunisian simple stitch, and this is the equivalent to a knit stitch in Tunisian. And so the idea is I'm just going to create this long triangle shape and just change yarns whenever I feel like it.
Wow.
Doing it.
You don't get to boss her around about colors, people.
This is like 12 versions I've been through. I could have knit an entire sweater for all the times I go, nope, that didn't work, that didn't work. Yeah. So, but I thought while I was bringing that out, I wanted to show, at one point I had decided, you know, I really can't say I was doing more traveling. I went one place and thought everyone should travel with extra knit needles and crochet hooks. Because
I agree.
What if you run out of a project and you don't want to just depend on finding the right hook or something somewhere? So, and you know what? I don't think I paid what I'm seeing these go for now. They're like $50. And I'm like, holy cow, but I don't know if I got it on a D-stash, but I was thinking $35 is what I paid for it, which is still expensive. But what this one is, they have 2 different versions, and I got an email today.
Yeah.
This is by Denise Needles, okay? I got an email today that they're making their hooks and needles in vibrant primary colors now.
Huh.
And so this particular pattern is not available that I could see, but maybe I just didn't look far enough. But the idea is it rolls into this cute little roll up.
Adorable.
And this is for, you could just use the hook for regular crochet, but it has these little, give me a name for this.
The cable.
Cable. And this was probably the first interchangeables I ever got were Denise needles. They are not my most favorite. They're great for some things, and they're great if you want to have every size and with something you can use. But the joins are wonderful on them. The joins are wonderful. That's under the desk. It's gone. The joins are wonderful. It has interchangeable cables of different sizes, as you can see right here. Little end caps, little things to join them so you can make them whatever length you need, and then you get a nice assortment of the most used larger sizes. So probably G through whatever this one is. This is a M.
Do they have one for smaller sizes too?
I do not think so.
Okay.
Let's see what the smallest one is, just so I'm not lying to you.
G help.
What is that? Is that H?
That's an H.
So H through M. So, you know, for most worsteds and stuff, you know, and in this case, because I'm doing a fingering and I'm doing Tunisian crochet, you need the bigger size. If you use too small of a hook, you end up with concrete fabric.
Right.
All right. There you go. What's next on our list?
Spinning.
Spinning. Okay, quickly. I finished up, this is the yarn from
Eternity Knit. Eternity Ranch.
Eternity Ranch. And it was on, well, I don't know, because I've lost track now which episode this would have been. But this was done as a 3-ply, I believe. And I did not, I did 3 separate bobbins because I wanted to see what it did, and I love it. I think it's really beautiful. It was on the bobbin before, and I thought it was nice, but you can see how, I think it's just going to knit up lovely. So happy with that.
Beautiful.
And I also got some fiber from, this is a stash enhancement at the same time.
Yes.
This is Unwind Yarn Company. She had a sale.
So beautiful.
Woo, woo. And this is the Alpine colorway. And it's BFL. I'll let you say what that is.
Blue Faced Luster.
And this is, I've already spun on this, and so it's not going to look as lovely, but just pretend that I haven't used it. I was too excited, I had to start. This is actually, I don't know if you can really get a sense where there's some teals in here and grays.
You know what that almost reminds me of?
A cloudy day?
No, it reminds me a little bit of abalone.
Ooh, it is kind of abalone-like.
I mean, except it doesn't have like the pinks and stuff that sometimes abalone has, but like with the green,
yes,
the teal, and
very much so. Yeah, the inside of an abalone shell.
Oh
and
my word!
So I am spinning thin singles. I plan on Navajo plying this. There were long runs of the cream-colored wool, and so with Navajo plying, those will shorten up a bit. And it will emphasize when there's little bursts of color. We'll see if I'm glad I did it or not. I look awful today.
Oh,
sorry,
stop.
everyone.
That's my gorgeous mother you're talking about.
I wasn't feeling very well, so. But I'm here. Ta-da. Okay, so I love this. I just have that little bit that you saw left to spin.
Yeah.
And I think I am spinning, hoping that this will be sock yarn for Brienne. Yeah.
Wishes to come true.
Oh, look what I found.
What'd you find? Oh, yay, your first gnome.
Yes. And this is the little gnomie that got some embroidery, but because I used the same yarn to do his hat, but if you notice, I wasn't thinking and I made his beard on both sides. So I ended up putting a space on both sides, and I gave him a nose on this one.
There you go.
And I was trying to replicate kind of the thought of holly on his hat. And
not your sister Holly, but like the Holly the plant.
Holly the plant. Just it really, holly berries are not white, but I love his little beard. Look at the little curly cues coming down. It is adorable. So no matter how he hangs, he'll be cute. So 2 of these little Know Me guys, and I'm loving doing them. I don't really have to do anything, but just look at the count on, the cast on number of stitches now, because it's all right.
Done several of them.
Yep, love it.
Do you want to do It's a Good Thing?
I do. I have a quick one.
Okay.
So this morning, I was watching the kids while Brianne was with my mom.
Yes.
And John was here, and he was here just for a short time. And so I said, he was watching the kids, and so I was trying to do something. And Evan wanted to color.
Oh, okay.
Okay, so I said, you're a big boy, you know where the crayons are, so could you go get the crayons and you can color? So, he didn't come back for a while, and I wondered what was going on. Well, he had found the Sharpie markers.
Oh no.
And all over my wooden desk that's built in.
Oh no.
And the little, off the kitchen, that built-in desk.
That little office? No.
A spot about that big of all different colors of Sharpie marker.
I'm so sorry.
And wiping didn't work.
No.
So my good thing today is the Mr. Clean Magic Eraser.
We love those.
If you have not tried this, you get actually I have a box of small sponges too. They're squishy, they're soft,
They are.
They feel like sponge, but they are minimally abrasive.
Yes.
And I was able to get off a spot this big of Sharpie marker that had set into the wood, and it was not coming off with any kind of cleaner.
Yeah.
And it came off with this.
We love those.
Yeah.
They are fantastic.
You can use them on all sorts of surfaces. Here, I'll show you.
Now, they do have a warning on there. Please do not use that to clean up your children, because it will take off skin. Like, it's not...
My feet!
No! Don't use it on your feet. It's not the magic cure for your feet.
The pedicure sponge!
No! It's not the pedicure sponge. No!
Yeah.
But apparently people have hurt their children because they use the magic eraser on their children. Don't do that. Use some common sense. You guys are commonsensical people, but I'm just saying it as to cover ourselves.
But I guess good things are not always going to be about knitting. So
that's true.
But what I thought, just in case somebody, because when I first saw them, I thought, come on.
I know.
But I have used them to get things off the walls and all sorts of things. So we always keep one around.
Yeah.
Just for that kind of thing. So
my good thing is not about knitting either. But
really?
My good thing was about the salted caramel bars, because I made them.
And we were going to share them with you.
We were going to share them with you. We had one. We were going to have Heather take a bite. And they are so gone, people. But I took a picture of them so you guys can see. And I should have like a picture of Heather taking a bite of them.
We should have.
But I didn't do that.
But they were delicious.
Yes.
Big hit.
Yes.
Salted caramel bars.
Yeah.
Oh, wonderful.
We have one more thing left for you, okay? So our thing is the contest. Do you remember the contest? We've had it going for like a month now, and I'm so glad that we did, because we ended up with a lot of entries. We had 40-something entries.
Did you see at like 2:30 in the morning I texted you?
I got that. I was like, why are you texting me? This is why I have to put my phone on vibrate at night. Not because of other people. It's because of her.
Well, it was like I didn't want to forget, because we're having a contest for 150 members, and we're like at 250. Are we at 250? Almost.
Almost. It's
I'm like,
very,
what?
very close.
I had no idea.
Yes. So we had a contest for 150 members because, yay, we reached it and exceeded it. We have some yarn from Wool Sunday.
Yeah, it's beautiful.
And this adorable bag, which I think
goes
very well.
And the bag is from
Chicken Soup Designs.
Chicken Soup Designs. And can I say also that I had a stash enhancement that was from the Sampler Girl.
Yeah.
But I don't want to rush it, and so I'll save it for next week. But I don't want her to think I'm forgetting about her.
Yeah, I have one from. I won a contest from Hot Pink Socks.
Oh yay!
So we'll
stay tuned
next week. What will we talk about? I don't know. It's gonna be amazing. But anyways, so we wanted you to post a picture of where you live. And just tell us something about it.
I have gone through the whole thing many times actually, because I've enjoyed it. You know, I'll just look for the new one and I go, oh, I want to go back and see where that person was again. Where was that? And
I've had such a hard time not commenting on them too. Like I've been like, you're so pretty, I just want to tell you.
And I really wanted to do like a postcards from thing with a compilation of them, but I think some of them are pictures that are grabbed off the internet.
Right.
So I'm not really sure that that's an okay thing for me to do, but it would have been a really cool thing because you all live in really neat places.
So fun. I mean, everything, you know, I mean, just so many different places and different views, and I love all of them. And some of you posted, you know, pictures of, you know, really like things that we would know, you know, and some people posted, this is what my backyard looks like.
I love
it. All of it.
Yeah, they were, I mean, just really neat to see people appreciating where they live. Whatever it was that was posted, it was really, it was like, oh, that's neat.
Yeah. So we've used, I used random.org's random number generator. They're going someplace. This is, Evan is the buddy. Like if you're going someplace, he really wants to go to.
There's the garage door opening.
Because we're right over the garage. Anyways, I used random.org's random number generator, and the winner was number 9. So this is Katandia. I think that's what you say the name. Her
Where does she live?
She's Leslie, and she lives in Birmingham, Alabama.
Really? Oh,
and
that was a good one.
It's so funny because I am friends with her, or I follow her on Instagram.
Do you really?
I do, and she posts adorable pictures of her kids and of her knitting, and she has this hilarious hashtag that is knitting shame, and she posts like pictures of, this is a shrug I started 2 years ago and I haven't even finished, even though all I had to do was like, you know, a collar. It's so funny. It cracks me up. So Leslie, you have won these things. They are coming your way. I'm so glad that they're going to you. And I'm going to contact you on Ravelry. So be looking for my private message. And
did you lock the thread?
I did lock the thread. So these are yours.
Yeah, fantastic.
I'm having a really hard time giving them away.
I know, they're beautiful.
They're so pretty. But
everyone did a fabulous job. I'm really proud.
And I'm so happy that all of you participated. And we're getting some things in for prizes.
Yay.
And so I can't wait to be able to do another contest really, really soon.
Yeah, we'll come up with something fun. And I really love that it was, I mean, maybe somebody else has done it before, but this was really something that was close to my heart because I thought, it's like being able to travel. And just see places. And it was like every one, I was like, I want to go there. Even places in Missouri, I was like, that beautiful park that got posted.
Oh, yeah.
Yeah.
All of it.
Overseas. Wonderful.
All of it. I think that's it.
Yes. So here's my speech again.
Yes.
Because there's going to be more material, more bonus material after we say goodbye. So hang with us if you have time.
That's right.
Because we'll be doing postcards from the Ozarks, which is going to be highlights of family vacation. So, but it'll be fun stuff like lake pictures and, of course, our glamorous eyelash adventure and pineapple whip.
Yes. Oh, and the salted caramel bar.
And salted caramel bars. Yay! Fun things.
That's right.
So stay tuned.
That's right. And you know what? We really like you.
We do.
And we're so glad that you're here. And if this is your first time joining us, this is what it's like. I mean, just welcome to our world. And if you're a returning viewer, we're so glad that you came.
We are.
And that you join us every week, and almost every week, here to knit with us and do fibery things with us. And
very fun.
We just want to remind you that you are knitworthy.
Yes, you are.
Bye.
Now may the Lord of peace himself give you peace at all times and in every way. The Lord be with all of you. 2 Thessalonians 3:16.
Okay. You're going to be on my podcast. Hello, what's your name?
Tim.
Hey, Tim. What do you sell here?
Pineapple whip.
What is Pineapple Whip? I've never had it.
Technically, it's a frozen non-dairy soft serve, so there's actually a lot fewer calories and fat and all
Really?
the other stuff compared to ice cream. So yeah, you're actually way better here off of candies or anything.
Serious? Okay. Well, I'm gonna take your shirt here. Pineapple Whip. What do you recommend that I get?
I'd say do the honest pineapple, and it's your choice cup or pound. It's kind of warmer, so I'd do a cup. It melts a lot.
Okay,
slower.
let's try it. A cup. I'm gonna take a picture of you doing it so you can see.